Oh, hello folks, this is Steve AB4L. Let's have some fun. Now, nothing in this episode is a promotion, nor is it a recommendation. It's just a product of my idiocy having fun. Now, you know that one of the places that I like to read every day, that's not a recommendation, is Bleeping Computer. Because basically it's recognized as a fairly authoritative site for all that hacking that's going on. So I'm looking like this one here. This is actually on topic. Zyxel warns of critical operating system command injection flaw in routers. They've released security updates to address a critical vulnerability impacting multiple models of its business routers. Now you can see it's not very big. I can place a refill order with my pharmacy in Asheboro. They have a website. That gets back to their inventory system, their computers at the store. So they have a router like this, most likely. Would Google? No, Google wouldn't use something like this. I'm trying to give you a feeling for it. You could still use this for home use. I have a router in the other room. The router interfaces my local network with several computers to the WAN modem, wide area network modem, that was provided by my ISP, Internet Service Provider, because that machine knows how to talk to the ISP machines to get me to do this. But that modem needs to talk to somebody who controls passwords and blah, 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 and knows the MIME network router. I have something behind this on the edge of the desk that it's called a hub, that all it does is take care of the packet traffic between computers inside of here, but it doesn't have a login on it like my router does. Now, I'm trying to explain what a router is. Now, these are pretty bad. 9.8, 9.8, 8.8. But the company has issued firmware update fixes. So you have to run something, log into your router, and run a special program, and it downloads and gets the new code. And don't let it go. Don't turn it off in the middle of that, because you might not be able to use your router after that. Okay, but so this sort of thing is not uncommon. Well, just a little earlier today, they had this one. Now, the first router that I ever had, which goes back quite a way, was a D-Link. So that company name, they're in Taiwan. D-Link says it's not fixing 4 remote command execution hacking flaws in the DIR 846W routers. Not going to fix them, unlike the Zyxel. Let's find out why. D-Link is warning that 4 remote code execution flaws, just like that other Zyxel, all impacting all hardware and firmware versions of its DIR-846W model router, will not be fixed, as the products are no longer supported. So one of the first things that came to my mind is, how old are they? You know, like Windows, Microsoft, you still running Windows 7? You know there's no support for it. How about Windows XP? Want to go back further? How about Windows 95? So, you know, like Windows operating systems, and now they're talking about 11, they want you to get off at 10. Ooh, it's been around for 5 years. That's getting old. You better go to 11. The 4 flaws, 3 of which are rated critical, do not require authentication. In other words, it's easy to sneak into the router and into your computer system at home. August 27th. And he didn't publish a proof of because he doesn't want everybody to be broken into. Now, as I was looking down through this, I saw something interesting. Now, it says here, though D-Link acknowledged the security problems, so the researchers sent them, and they say, yeah, we can make it, we can do it too. D-Link acknowledged the security problems and their severity. It noted that they fall under its standard end-of-life, end-of-support policies. You know, I saw there's a YouTube video that came out recently. A guy took a 1929 Ford Model A to a local Ford dealership to see if he could get you know, they can just say, we don't have those parts. That's a long time ago. We don't have those parts. It's something similar, supposedly. They fall under its standard end-of-life, end-of-support policies, meaning there will be no security updates to address them, in contrast to the Zeisel. Okay. And now here's where it gets interesting. I found this out a different way, but it's right here up front. supportannouncement.us.dlink.com. Security, publication, and then they give the security notice number. All right. Notice the parentheses. Non-USA, DIR, 846W. All revisions, all versions, end of life, blah, 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 blah. Published on 1st September 2024. Today's the 3rd of September 2024. Overview. The DIR 846, all hardware versions have reached their end of life, end of service. D-Link, understand. So it's repeating the same thing. That's where they got the quote in the article. They are no longer supported and all firmware development ceased. And then they talk about the report. Okay? Which you can read in an easier form in this article. But the key here is this. Non-USA. Now, when I did a search, and especially when I looked at images, now right up here, see there's the picture from the bleeping computer, fine. But here are 3 Amazon routers that have nothing to do with the search. But Amazon paid Google a couple of pennies to shove those up front, even though that's not what I'm searching for. Now, look at this one here. Can you see this title? DIR 846 D-Link Latin America. Now the rest of these have nothing to do with the particular one. These are all ads. Oh, wait a minute. This one isn't. Right there. This one's right on the money. Let me put it up over my head. Router D-Link DIR. Yeah, this one is, well, oh, and this one down here. But you know what? It says Peru. Do you see it? Peru. Latin America. Peru. Non-US. Peru. And this one, when I looked it up, there it is. When I looked it up, Brazil. That's in Latin America. You do know that Spanish is not the main language in Brazil, right? What language is that? You know, Peru speaks Spanish and Chile speaks Spanish and Argentina speaks Spanish. But what do they speak in Brazil? Oh, yeah, that's right. Portuguese and Italian. Oh! Well, look at this one here. See the Chinese stuff there? Taiwan, Chinese stuff. Taiwan, Chinese stuff. Look at this one here. Router D-Link DIR 846 wireless big tech Chile. So now we can interpret this part here I've highlighted. Latin America. We did not sell these in the USA. But why would they be telling us if they didn't sell them here in the United States? Oh! People may have brought them when they snuck over the... There are immigrants, you know, and Puerto Rico probably got these too. Oh, but Puerto Rico is technically not U.S., but they are U.S. citizens. Now, hang on. So that one that said DIR 846 D-Link Latin America, this is what the page looks like. Router, wireless, DIR 8, there's a picture. But do you notice that this is all in Spanish? It says la.dlink.com, LA, Latin America. So yeah, it's puntos de venta. I wonder if you buy this, you get some kind of points with them. Is that what it means? Or, well, how would you translate that? Put it in a, I don't know my Spanish that good. 6 antennas, 7 dB gain, of high potency, strength, and LDIR 846 offers a premium device for use, ordinary use, needing high-speed Wi-Fi, very fast, and it's for transmissions in high definition, pictures probably, and games in line with various uses. And it says it's the latest technology. It's sort of what the Spanish says. So there's the page for it, but it's not in English. I couldn't find the page in English, the actual advertising. Now, one of the things about companies is a lot of times some companies have the thing where if it's more than like 2 years old, they just kill those web pages. Why bother? And then there are others, especially like newspapers, because they can make money at it. You can go back to like the 1980s when they had documents that they had from them and they scan it in and you can read the articles from the New York Times, but you have to pay a little bit. So for whatever reason, D-Link still has the actual advertising page, but it's in Spanish. So it wasn't intended for should I say you and me? Well, I did a little more searching using the search engine, and I found the user manual, but it's in English. Now, this particular place, which is Manual's Library, I'm not promoting anything, I've gone to them before. They've got those photostatic copies of all kinds of technical manuals going way back. But this one is in English. I wonder if the one that was in the box that went to like Peru, if it's in Spanish or if it's in English. Now, I was interested to find this by using the search engine. I had to go through several pages because what I was interested in, now there it is, it's the same one, user manual. This is supposedly, it's got a different number here, but right down here, it says DIR 846. So it says AC 1200 Mu Minimo Wi-Fi router, but down here it says DIR 86. I'm wondering if the DIR 86 was a sales region designation of that kind of router. I don't know. But the version of this manual is version 1.04 11/7/2019. It's right there. See it? See it? 2019. And then when I went to the next page, I was looking for the trademark, the copyright, November 7th, 2019. So basically it's 5 years out of date and it's already, we don't give a shit about it anymore, buy the new one! You know, when I started this, I thought this was going to be a router that was 10 years old. I got a junk one in the box in another room. It's a D-Link, it's a router, not a hub, but it's like from 2012. It's already out of date and out of support. The end of 2019, almost exactly 5 years ago, and a couple of months. Wow. But wait a minute. The other question is, can you buy a new one in the box right now? Oh, thank you, search engine. And guess where I found it? I found it on Facebook Marketplace. Router D-Link DIR 846. Look at the sombrero. I remember going through like the customs down in Mexico, way back. And I remember when she used the word sombrero, she was asking me to take my hat off. Sombrero doesn't necessarily mean a hat like that. It just means a head covering. I'm teaching you Spanish. So look at this. Some kind of guarantee, sold 100, I read this as sold 100% online. Tienda offered 100% online. The name of the company is right there. And there's the website. Let's see if I can make that bigger. There's the website, and it's .pe. That's Peru. You can get one of these right now for whatever I don't know what their currency is. Bolivars? I'm guessing. It's normally 150, but they'll sell it to you for 120. New in the box. Now, in case you think I don't know what I'm talking about, look, it says condition new. It's on Facebook Marketplace. You can get it right now. And the storefront is 100% online. they'll ship it to you. I'm not promoting anything. I'm saying you can buy one right now, out of service, out of support. Hang on. I'm curious. Hang on. Currency of Peru to US dollar. Okay, so the S is for SOL. That must mean like sun. And it's 4 of them to a United States dollar. 377. Let's call it 4. And they're willing to sell me this out of support, out of end of life for $30. That's a bargain. And in case you think I'm getting this wrong about the country, it says the location is approximately, now watch this. Let's do a Google search. Cerro Colorados is a mountain in the Andes at the border of Argentina and Chile. Do you think that's really where they are? And it says it's a municipality. Oh, wait a minute. And over here it says a municipality in Argentina. So did I get the wrong money? See, you can get the weather forecast, so that's a real city. Okay? And you can get a DVD and Blu-ray players in the Facebook Marketplace from somebody else that's also there. But it says PEN 100. So what it is this ad might be geared to an adjacent country. They think I'm in Peru, and so they express it in that currency, and they probably would express it in their own currency if they thought that's who was looking at it at the moment. I'm guessing. You probably can still buy them new in the box 10 years from now. From like somewhere up in the Andes Mountains. If it's cheap enough to offer it on some place like Facebook, the ad will be there. I'm not making fun of them. I'm just, it's just, there's nothing new about this. Let me show you what I mean. BC 348 receiver for sale. Something completely different, but it's communications. BC 348 receiver from a B-29. What's a B-29? World War II bomber. Okay? So let's click on this. Pre-owned eBay. Hang on. Visit site. Hang on. This is in pretty good shape. How do I know? Now you see it's all worn there. You see the paint's off of these. A real long time ago, I used to own one of these. In the late 1960s. When were they made? During the Second World War. I was using one for ham radio, for my receiver in the 1960s. And you can buy this one it says no power cable. I understand why they're doing that. In an airplane, the way they connected up power was the power supplies were not in the equipment. The equipment was in the rack and you would plug a power plug into it, and they're assuming that you know about that when you buy something like this. And Nice original World War II U.S. Army Signal Corps 3 BC-348 N radio made by Wells Gardner Company, pre-owned. Here's another one. Now this may seem like it's off topic. You notice that it looks similar, but it's not exactly the same. And you notice that there's a panel here. That's because there was something you could plug in behind that would change its characteristics. And I even want to show you the original plate, Signal Corps, U.S. Army. That mine had one like this, and it has the serial number. And it says who manufactured it. Do you think that company, now like the dealing company still exists in Taiwan, do you think this company actually exists anymore? Encyclopedia, Wikipedia, Wells Gardner, Darton and Company, London. Wells Gardner Technology Incorporated, wait a minute, hang on, is a global developer of high-value advanced integrated displays for gaming and amusement. I'll bet you it's this. Do you think it's the same company? And look at down here. Wells Gardner in World War II. Now hang on. It's off topic, but it's on topic. You see, this is a person who does historical site, and they got their own website. I recognize the style. And this is the American automobile industry in World War II, an American automobile industry heritage tribute by, and then somewhere in here, there's a link that says the name of that company, and you click on it and it goes to that page. So there's things like Sherman Tanks of America Auto Industry, Tank Destroyers of the American Auto Industry, and da-da-da-da-da-da. The point is, if it hasn't been crushed or buried in the landfill, you can probably still buy one. And that is what they're doing here. Oh, but that was made in 2019. But as long as they have at least one on the shelf, you're still, if 10 years from now, you're still going to be able to buy it. Just having fun, folks. I'm just having fun. Steve A.B. for you, educating you about the realities of IT and IT equipment, saying see you in 73.